Welcome back, and we're going to continue with our parallel lines and transversal, talking about the angle relationships, but now we're doing part 2, okay? So we finished part 1 the other day. We did vertical, we did linear pair, and we did corresponding. Today, we're moving on, and we have 3 more. The ones that we're going to do today, the first one is alternate exterior. The second one that we're going to do is alternate interior. And the last one is going to be called consecutive interior. And this one has actually another name. It could also be called same side interior. All right, so let's get started. The other day I wrote in a bunch of the parallel lines and transversal, so let's do that to start off. I'm going to change the color combination up. Boom, parallel lines, make my marks, transversal. But I'm not going to write in all the angles because we don't have to today. It talks about alternate exterior. Let's think about this. Alternate opposite sides of the transversal. Exterior, where are the exterior angles? They're on the outside. So, I am only going to write the exterior angles. 1 and 2. Then we did 3 and 4, and then we did A and B, and we're going to C and D. Okay, so now that we have just the exterior angles, because that's all that it's telling us to get, which ones are alternate? Well, they're on opposite sides of the parallel line. So angle 1 and angle C. Okay? Or actually, let me erase it and make it a little bit neater. 1 and C. And then 2 and D. And as we talked about the other day, angle 1 obtuse, angle C obtuse. Since they're both obtuse, they are congruent. So our angles here are congruent. And what that means is angle 1 is always equal to angle C. And angle 2 is always equal to angle D. Okay? Does that make sense? Again, the vocabulary that you learned last week will dramatically help you, especially with these. Alternate interior. Now we're going to go, instead of alternate exterior, now we're going to go to the interior. And if you recall correctly from the interior, those are the angles that are created on the inside of the parallel lines. So 1 and 2 I'm going to leave because we're dealing with interior. I'm going to go 3 and 4, and then I'm going to say A and B. And our interior angles, 3 and 4, A and B, which would be alternate? Well, 3 is alternate with A, and then 4 is alternate with B. So 3 and A, 4 and B. And let's look. 3 is obtuse, A is obtuse, 4 is acute, B is acute. So again, we're going to say the same thing as the alternate exterior. These are congruent. And that's it. These become a lot quicker, right? Once we know the language, dramatically faster. The last one, consecutive interior or same side interior. There's that interior word that we're dealing with again. So let's draw our parallel lines. And since we're talking about the interior, I'm just going to write our interior angles. 4 and 3, A and B. And this one, consecutive interior or same side interior, is different from alternate interior because it doesn't have the word alternate. Same side. What angles are on the same side of the parallel line? Well, 4 and A, and then 3 and B. And if we look, angle 3 is obtuse, angle B is acute. So we have an obtuse angle and an acute angle, and if we have obtuse and acute, they cannot be congruent. If they can't be congruent, the only other option we have is that they are supplementary. So, all consecutive interior angles or same side interior angles, you should know both names, are supplementary, which means when you add 3 and B, it will always equal 180, right? So 3 plus B would equal 180. And that's it. We've gone over alternate exterior, alternate interior, consecutive interior. We've also talked about vertical, we've talked about linear pair, and we've talked about corresponding. These are all the angle relationships that you're going to be dealing with parallel lines in a transversal. Okay, if you have any questions or any confusion, go back and watch all 3 or 4 videos on angles. Learn the vocabulary. As soon as you learn the vocabulary, this stuff becomes really easy, and you can see it better, hopefully. Okay, have a great day. If you have any questions, watch the videos again. Ask your teacher. Take care.